Hello, my name is Inka and this is my knitting video podcast and this is the 13th episode. It has been a while since I recorded. Yeah, that's just a fact now, but that means that I have quite a lot of things to show you. Maybe not as much as would be expected from like 2.5 months of knitting, but that's how it is now, and I'm very excited to show you. I got a lot of new projects and I finished some exciting stuff, so I'm very excited to show you all of these. Yeah, I want to begin by saying hope you have a happy autumn. It's very autumnal now here in Finland. It's still quite warm, like 10 degrees still. Like last year this time it was already snow on the ground, so I'm embracing still it not being winter yet, which I like, but it's proper sweater weather now and I love it. And I hope you have a nice autumn and nice time right now. That's my wishes for you. So probably the biggest thing I've finished since last time is my storm sweater, which I'm wearing right now. This is a textured drop shoulder sweater pattern by Petiteknit. I've been wanting to knit this for a year. I bought the yarn for this a year ago, and now I did finally make it, and I really loved knitting this. The yarn I use, I don't have any of the ball bands yet, and this is all I have left from this yarn, but it's by a Finnish yarn company, Teetee, and it's called Helmi. It's just a 100% merino superwash yarn. It's fingering weight, so it's 200 meters per 50 grams, and I held this double, and this is all I have left. I used this sweater weighs 560 grams, so I needed 12 balls of this yarn, and this is all I have left, which is quite nice amount to have left. I couldn't have done it with any less. It's a very simple construction, so it was very comforting knit, especially because I had nothing to worry about. I did it exactly to the pattern, except I made the ribbing on the sleeves a bit shorter. It should have been more closer to 10 centimeters. I don't fully remember, but I made it to be the same length as the pattern repeat blocks to match, and also it's otherwise blocked, so the fabric is very more fluid here, but I haven't blocked the sleeves yet, so they're also a bit shorter than me. I am in hopefulness that they will block to be nice length and also just relax a bit. You can see how they're a bit bubble here because they haven't relaxed, but then here they have been blocked already, so it's a bit nicer of a fabric. It is quite dense. I would say it is a 4mm needle project, so it's a bit dense, I would say. I have grown to maybe more of a an airier fabric now, but those are also a bit more comfortable in knit, but I do really like this as it is, and it did relax with blocking because this is superwash merino. I don't use superwash yarn very often, but for this I used it, so it does relax with blocking a lot. And yeah, I really like this sweater. I love the fit. I made this size extra small, but I'm not sure. This might be a little bit smaller than it should be. I can't fully remember, but I really like the fit. It's nice and oversized, and the drop shoulder drops nicely, and that's also the reason why this was such a comforting knit. I knew that it's a very simple boxy fit, and I love that always. So again, I have calculated the price for this, so I used around 11.5 balls, and that they were $3.50 per ball, so that cost me, the price of this sweater is 39.20 euros. That's for me, that's on the upper scale, which sounds a bit weird because that's a very small price for a merino wool sweater, and I really like this. I really love the color. I love brown. I think it really like goes nicely with my hair and like skin, but this is my first brown sweater, so it's like also just like a nice basic to add to my wardrobe. So this storm sweater is the only like new cast on that I have finished since, and I have finished some very old works in progress. These, like, I finished this in August, so it has been a while, but I just want to show them to you. I won't talk about a lot about these because I don't remember, because yeah, but like I finished these socks that I've been making for my sister. These are, the purple yarn is concept by Katia alpaquina, which is 75% alpaca and 25% polyamide, so alpaca sock yarn, very soft, like the softest ever. And then here I have marbled it with the Sandnes garn sisu, which is a wool, I don't think it's a merino wool, but a wool nylon sock yarn. And I finished these for my sister. I haven't given these to her yet. I like see her so often, but I never remember to give these, so I like might as well like give them to her as a Christmas present, which maybe it's a bit like weird because like she knows that I've been making these since summer, so but we'll see. I'll give these to her. I think she'll like them. They're very soft. And yeah, I finished these. Then also I finished this t-shirt. This is the Good Willow by Allison Cribbs. I hope that's right, Allison Cribbs. Yeah, this is just this like fingering weight cable t-shirt. It's the pattern is sport weight and long sleeve, but I made it fingering weight, and I got so tired of it that I made it short sleeved. I started this last September, and I just had it languishing because I did not enjoy knitting on it. Actually, it was because of the sleeves. It was very uncomfortable to knit on DP ends. I'm knitting this with, or I knitted this with fingering weight merino wool and 3.5mm needle, and just like feeling of that like slightly looser gauge. And this yarn also was very stretchy. The yarn is Novita merino 4-ply. It's discontinued since, so it's not available anymore, but it just wasn't enjoyable at all. But I really like the look of this. But I actually got myself some 30cm circular needles, and then the sleeves were actually like quite nice to knit on. So maybe if I like had those needles since the beginning, I could have managed to make this long sleeve. But I don't think I'm gonna like go back and continue this anymore. It has just been like too long of a project. But I really like the like look of this. I wish it was long sleeve because it's like the design of it is quite like it has cables and this color work. And like also the color I chose is, I think it's like quite autumnal design. So I'm maybe a bit disappointed that I didn't have the like ability to make it long sleeve, but it's fine as it is, and I have finished it, and I did wear it a couple of times. I don't really know how to wear these like wool t-shirts, but I quite like it, and I really love the color. It's like such a pretty green. Green is my favorite color, and I always love these like very dark greens. Very pretty, I think, but I'm not gonna talk about this a lot because I don't remember. I would really like to like remake this sweater, but in the proper gauge, which is like for a sport weight, and I made it on a fingering weight gauge, and I think that really like hindered my progress. I also finished another wool t-shirt, which is my 1940s forget-me-not jumper. it's like a free pattern in, I found it on Ravelry, and it's like Australian, like, I don't know what's the name of this, but like an archive pattern, because it's so old that it's like part of public domain. I'm not sure if that's like fully it, but I think that's it. But I finished this. I had finished knitting this, like knitting the parts, because this is a seamed garment. I had finished knitting the pieces already in the summer, but it took me some time to sew it up. But I really actually enjoyed sewing this, and like I was very scared to, because these are set-in sleeve. I was very scared to like do the setting in the sleeve, but it actually turned out very well, and I'm very like proud of my like sewing on this. Like the seams are very clean, in my opinion. Like this being the first time I do this, I think it's very nice. The side seams are not very good because I did like a slip stitch. I don't know, but I did it from the wrong side and just like went over the seam. That's not very clean looking in the side seams, so I didn't do that for these seams, and I did more like a mattress stitch, but not a mattress stitch. I don't really know. I think it's called like a ladder stitch that I used in this. But again, with this, the problem with this is that maybe you can see like the neckline is so tiny, and yeah, that's it. Like I can fit this over my head, but it sits very high, and kind of for this like light color t-shirt, I would really like it to be more open. And also there should be like a tie added to this, but I'm scared if I will add the tie, it will like reduce the stretchiness, because I can like get this over my head, like it just goes over my head. So I'm scared if I add the tie, it will not fit over my head. So I think like maybe some like who likes this kind of vintage clothes would want this, because I don't see myself wearing this really. But I finished it and I really like the sewing part. So now I don't think I'm scared anymore of like seamed garments, but I just won't be making like this kind of vintage one again, because yeah, in these vintage patterns, I think the biggest like that hinders me is like lack of information. Like there was no gauge for this. Yeah, there like it only had like the bust measurement, and that was it. So maybe that's like a sign for me, but I'm very happy that I did it, and I really did like knitting on this. Just like the final product just didn't turn out, and we'll see what I do with this. It's now has been again just been in my closet, but that's fine. I finished it and it's like off my plate, so it feels quite nice. But I think it's like visually very pretty, and with this and the good willow there was this like flat color work, and that's I think good for me to sometimes do flat color work, because I'm not very good at it. And in this especially the color work was quite challenging, because it had very like big floats. I can actually show you and also in this one it's like 3 color work. Like it looks like this on the back side, so I didn't catch any of the floats because I had white background color. You would be able to see where I had caught the float, so I didn't think it was a good idea to do that. But this was also like very good practice, and after blocking I think like the color work looks very smooth, so like I'm very proud of this again, and like good practicing for me to like sometimes step out of my comfort zone and realize that it's not that bad. So I would be like scared of it for no reason, but yeah. I finished one more piece, and that's my laulu shawl that I started this I think in the spring, and actually it was good for me to start filming this video because I haven't yet blocked this, and I would really like to get this, like start using this now, because it's nice weather for scarves now, and I've been using my other laulu shawl that I made last year. So I think I just spent like one day just finishing it, because it's not that big of a project, and yeah, I used Drops Flora for this held double that had been in my stash for like 2 years. That was the like oldest yarn I had, so like that was good use of this, and it used like almost all like 150 grams. I made it a bit bigger than in the actual pattern, but yeah, it's still a willow shawl by Aade Long, and I really like it. The Drops Flora is quite soft. It's alpaca and wool. I cannot remember the composition, but it's very nice, and I finished this, and now I just have to pluck it so I can get it into wearing. But like I just love the texture of this pattern so much. And Aade Long actually came up with a Clow pullover that has like the pattern in the yoke, and that's so pretty. But like I don't know if that kind of like yoke thing is super my style. I really like it though. We'll see if I like want to make it. But I adore this texture so much. It just looks so good. But yeah, I have also finished this again in like August. All of these, like all 4 of these old projects I finished like in 2 weeks. I just like dedicated my time to finishing them, and I was like knitting very little on other things, and I managed to finish those, and I did really like it because it just kind of cleared out my whips, and that was also one of my summer plans, to finish quite many of my old whips. So that was very nice. So now I can get into my new whips that I have started, and it's not very, I haven't knitted a lot because I've been busy with other things, but I think like these are very cool things. I will show you. First, I want to show you this sweater that I started. I think I started knitting this while I was still making the storm sweater, and these are such a mess, so I'm trying to like solve this. Oh my god, it's terrible. But this is the Alder sweater by Rebecca Clow, and this has been on my list again for like a year. Again, I've had the yarn. I bought the yarn. I'm using one yarn, Latvian yarn, and one Estonian yarn, and I bought the Latvian yarn in last autumn, and then the other yarn I bought last December. So again, I've had these yarns in stash for a while, and they have always been dedicated to this project. So I will show it to you now. Looks like this. So the Alder sweater is this. I don't know what's the name of this motif, but it's like mosaic knitting color work, and just like a raglan sweater. So I have finished the yoke, and it like just maybe like 15 centimeters of the body, and now I have been working on the first sleeve of this sweater. So that's where I am right now, and I really want, yeah, I will talk about the yarns because I love the yarns that I'm using for this. So for my main color, I'm using yarn, a Latvian yarn. It's from Pase's Vilnas fabrika. It's like the yarn of my dreams. It's very rustic yarn, and they make like monthly and like almost monthly collections, and then they sell them in their Facebook. So go and look at them on Facebook if you're interested. And also this is very affordable yarn. So I have their 6/2, so they're like two ply yarn, which is like DK worsted weight, and it's quite inconsistent, but it's very nice to knit with. But this is this color changing dialog. I don't know, can you see the, I hope that the lighting is good so you can see the color changes. But this has like purple, this like lighter purple, this has some brown inside, green turquoise, like a more like an ochre brown, and then again this has this light purple, and then right now into the sleeve, oh my god, this looks terrible. I'm putting this one with the dark purple, and then it's gonna transition into a lighter one, and then into more of a brown tone. And in the sweater you can like see how the color changing is very smooth, but still you can see these distinct stripes. So I have started with this brown at the top of the yoke, then it goes to this light purple, dark purple. Again, this is more like a bluish. Here, like now on the bottom of the body, it's not that distinct color, but it's like a lighter purple, and now here I have started some brown. So it's like very interesting, and the like purple isn't really my like comfort color, but just in this yarn I just love how it looks, and I decided to do the color which is picked up afterwards to knit it with a purple section from the yarn. So the yarn is incredible. It's like 24 euros per kilogram, and I bought like 400 grams. They come in like these crazy, I have shown this yarn previously when I bought it, and it was the hanks, and it has a very strong smell, but they come in like 200 gram hanks, so I bought 2 hanks of this, and yeah, I paid like 12 euros for it, and then the post like the mail cost was like 10, so like 20 euros for this yarn. And then so it's quite affordable. I don't know how affordable other shipping to other countries is. Latvia is quite close to Finland, but still it was 10 euros, but like not like very affordable yarn and very lovely. They use Lithuanian wool. This is still very rustic, but they send me their monthly emails, which is always so dangerous because all the yarns are so lovely. But they have lately they have done other blend wool as well, so now they have like 70% wool and 30% merino wool, so it's more soft, because of course these are very rustic, so it's not for every people. Then I think this would be like considered my contrast color. It's just a natural white. This is Aade Long 8/3 yarn, so they're like DK worsted weight option. Again, I love this yarn. I've used this previously. I think this is my favorite yarn. This is my 3rd time using it. I think they use Australian wool or New Zealand wool, and it's spun and dyed in Estonia, and it's again very affordable. I got like over 200 gram hank for like 10 euros. So this is just a very like basic, it's still like very rustic, and I just love this yarn so much. But they're working very nicely together. I like this white because it's not like a pure white, it's a natural, but it's not too yellow, so I really like it. But yeah, like in this project the yarns are shining, and I love it. That's like my main purpose of this. And also in this I have like had to think about how I do the like color management, especially because it is a raglan. So I separated the raglan when there was this purple, so then I continued the sleeve with purple, but now of course like the purple is gonna be way longer in the sleeve than it's in the body because it's a smaller circumference, so I have to still like think about how I want to display the colors in this. So this is taking some thinking, and also these yarns, since they're very rustic, they're not very the easiest to work with. And also this stitch pattern makes the knitting feel quite dense. So I think I want to do like a mid-project blog, because right now it's like very like stiff, the fabric, so I would like to see how it how it relaxes with blocking. So yeah, but it has been very fun, and knitting the sleeve has gone so fast because it's like you have to follow this, like I think it's like a 12 row repeat for the decreases, and it just feels so accomplishing always, like ticking off the like, oh, I'm done with the 12 row now. So it's very nice. I'm using 4mm needles on this and knitting the size 2, and that should make it nice. I hope this turns out well, and if not, like I really just like enjoy the visual of this, like, and I think I will love wearing it. It's just like such a striking design, like with that kind of like star looking color flecks and everything, and my yarn choices. I really like the yarns I'm using. I only had this like maybe 3 weeks ago. I only had this on my needles, so then I decided that I want to do something like simple, and I need like a rest from that one. So I cast on just from my stash a Camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is like my comfort camisole. This is my 4th one. I really enjoy how this like pattern sits on me and how it looks. And yeah, I have like, this is maybe like 4 centimeters, so not a lot, and I'm using Diversa by Lana Grossa. I got this in Germany when I was in Germany in May, and this is a very nice yarn. It's 74% cotton and 26% viscose, and it's 50 grams and 210 meters. So it's like very nice blend, and you don't usually find like mainly cotton yarns with this like big of a meterage. So like I really enjoy this, and also I don't think it shows the camera, but it's not like a single color. The viscose is kind of like those kind of flecks there, like some linen blends have like the linen as like this, like maybe a little hay looking. This has like a similar look to it, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy the look and color. I love this color, especially during the summer, and just like that the viscose has a bit of a different shade, just adds so much depth into this, and it's very nice and soft, and this is quite nice to knit with. I don't always love knitting with cotton, but this is very nice. And also I love these needles. I'm using my Aade needles that I got in Estonia in the summer, because I didn't have nice 3mm 60 centimeter needles that I use for these camisoles always. So now like I think my camisole knitting will like double, because these needles are so nice. And I'm making the size extra small, which actually all my previous ones I have done the size small, yeah, so the second size. Now I'm trying the extra small. I hope it works out, because I have one of these made in cotton, and that's the size small, and that really like stretches out very fast, so I have to wash it very frequently, not because it gets dirty, but because it stretches out, so then it's like very loose, and I don't really love that in this camisole. I feel like this style of it like should be like quite fitting, so I hope that the extra small isn't too small, and and that it works out well. But this is just like I've been like just tossing this like in my purses and backpack, like whenever I just want to like knit on something, because it's very small and compact and easy to knit, because right now it's just like endless amount of 3x3 ribbing, and it's gonna take a long time. But yeah, this yarn is very nice, and I'm happy to use it because I got it, and it's very pretty, and like just makes me think of my time in Germany. That was very good, very nice. Then I have a whip that I started I think like last week, and it's a test knit. I got into a test knit of Rebecca Clow for her new like Staffin shawl. She has also a sweater and a cardigan of this, but I applied to test knit the shawl, and I got in, and that's very exciting because I have applied for quite many of her test knits, and this is the first time that I get in. So I'm making the size large of this shawl, so it's already quite big, not its full size yet, but it looks quite bad because it's on the 80 centimeter needle, and it's like clearly already like past that measurement, but it's looking like this. It's a triangular shawl with this like middle spine construction, so you increase on the sides of this spine. So that's how it's constructed, and it has this like alternating texture pattern. So ribbing, then this, I think these are called like some Estonian knots, or like, but like these little like nibs, bubbles, I don't know. And then this is called like a brocade, diamond brocade, and then again the bubbles, and then ribbing. So it's a very simple repeat, but looks very effective, and I really like it. Kind of reminds me of this, like how it's like stripes of patterning. I really like it. It has been very fun to knit again. Like I started this a week ago, and it has gotten a lot of care. And actually, I only have to now do one more ribbing, and then this, and then the border, and then I'm already done. But it's gonna take a long time now because the rows are getting long. But it's gonna be nice. And this is my first shawl ever. Like I guess the laulu shawl, it's like a little scarf. I don't consider that like a shawl. But like this is gonna be a big shawl, and I love that. And it's so soft. I'm using, the yarns I'm using are some from my stash. I just like looked in my stash, and like I think this pattern, like now during the testing period, like of course these are gonna be updated, but it was like 720 meters of yarn was asked for. So that's like not like a sweater quantity. So I just looked at some yarn that I don't have a sweater quantity of, but I would have enough. And I'm using Filcolana Saga. I have 3 skeins of this. These are 50 grams and 300 meters. So it's like a light fingering weight yarn. It's 100% lamb's wool, so it's very soft. So I'm holding one strand of this, and then I'm holding one strand of Lankava sulava, which I used for my Paulina pullover, which I've then frothed. But I have also 3 skeins of this. So and these are 100 grams and 350 meters. And this is 85% merino wool and 15% polyamide, so it's a sock yarn. So I'm holding these 2 fingering weight. This is more like a sport weight, but and I'm working them on a 5mm needle. So it's quite like airy fabric, and like right now before blocking, it like maybe looks a little messy, but I think they're gonna both bloom a lot in blocking, so I hope it turns out well. And yeah. It's a 16 stitch gauge, so it's quite big, so it has been working quickly, and I really like knitting with these yarns. It's like very relaxing, and like no stress on the hands at all in this. But it's so exciting to like get into a test knit, and I hope like I'm useful, and I like and I would like see some like things to make better. But to be honest, like the pattern is very good already. But yeah, it's very nice. I really like it, and I'm excited to have a shawl to like either just like wrap around my shoulders or wear in the winter like around my neck. Like this is gonna be like the warmest thing ever to put around my neck in the winter. So it's gonna be nice, and like getting into a test knit is very good excuse to knit a shawl, because I don't think I would like very easily to knit a shawl, because it's not very my thing. But yeah, the yarn combo is very nice, and I'm happy like I could use these scrap yarns that but stash yarns that I don't know what I would make. I had planned to make like I think like a ripped long sleeve with this, but like thinking about my like success with the good willow, like a ripped long sleeve in fingering weight, not gonna happen. So I'm glad that I found good use for this because it's a very nice yarn. I have one more whip to share with you, and also I'm gonna show you the yarn first because I got this yarn for this project, and this is my only acquisition in like all this time, and this is rerum natura uluse. I don't know how to say this, like, yeah, I don't even want to try it, but yeah, this one, it's a 100% merino yarn. Yeah, I think it's merino. It just says wool here, but 100% wool, 185 meters per 50 grams. So it's like I would say like a sport. And yeah, but I'm using it as a DK on a 4mm needle. And I got 4 skeins of this to make a Copenhagen cardigan. I have made it previously. I can show you it a little bit, but it's just a very basic raglan cardigan by Petiteknit, and I needed it previously for myself. Oh, it's a bit weirdly buttoned, but this time I'm making it for my mom. So I got the yarn. I bought my mom wanted this color, the brown color. This is the Copenhagen cardigan, just like a very basic little cardigan. My mom really liked this and she wanted one for herself, and I was like, I can knit that because it was quite fast and like nice, like chill knit. I have completed the yoke and I'm working on the body. I have worked like 3 centimeters of the body now, looking like this. It looks very small right now, and my mom tried it on and it's maybe a little small, but like she tried on my version and it fit her, and I'm making the same size. So like I hope like blocking will save it a little bit, but like she said that she won't use it like closed anyway, so maybe if it like doesn't like button like at the very first one, it's like fine and it should fit her, but it looks very small. Well, also because it's on like a small needle, so it looks very small, but I hope it fits. I really hope so. So yeah, I'm just needing a single strand of this yarn on a 4mm needle, and I really like the fabric. It's also like very nice to knit. The yarn is a bit stretchy, which sometimes it feels a bit funny to knit on it, but it's like very soft. I really like this yarn, and it was a good excuse to buy this yarn because I have been wanting to try it for a long time, but it's maybe a little bit expensive for myself. I got like a budget and that was within it, so I was like, okay, I can use this now. So I'm very happy to use this yarn. I also really love this color. Like if it doesn't fit my mom, like I can use it and like make her another one, but I hope it goes right with the first try. And also I also only bought 4 skeins of this. That's 740 meters. I used like closer to 800 for my version. So like I'm a bit concerned that I won't have enough yarn and that I will have to buy a 5th one. But I'll keep my fingers crossed for this. So I'm hoping for the best that like this is gonna work out. But yeah, so I'm knitting this for my mom and I hope it turns out well. It's, yeah, making this size extra small, like I've done everything to the pattern, and I don't often knit to other people, but for my mom I'll always knit for her. Yeah, I think those were all my projects that I've been working on recently. I'm very like itching to cast on something new. Right now I'm on my autumn break, like autumn holiday. I'm not going anywhere, I'm just staying at home, but I don't have school for a week now, so I am a free soul, and like I had my like all my exams before the holiday, so I have like nothing to stress over, so it feels very like free. I feel like very free right now. actually I filmed this like the 13th episode in August, but my microphone was out of battery and it took me like a month to go and buy a new battery for my microphone, but because I'm like very unaccomplishing, but I did it and it feels very nice to talk about my knitting again. And yeah, just like life has just been changing. I live on my own now. I live alone in my own apartment, and that's like crazy because like I'm quite young. I'm only 17 and I live already now on my own, and I started doing my IB diploma program, so that has been like a lot of schoolwork already. Also, like my school has been more demanding than it was last year, even though yeah, it's like I haven't like changed schools or anything. It's just like I started my IB program now, so I'm expecting to use a lot of time on that, so I like know that I won't have as much time for my hobbies as I did in the past, but I'm very enjoying it thus far, and I really love my knitting. And also I think one of my hobbies is video making. I really enjoy it and I really want to spend more time on it, also because I have to do this like CAS thing for my diploma, so like I'm gonna use this as my CAS thing. I'm sorry for you, like I'm like taking advantage of my knitting hobby like for my schoolwork also. I'm so excited for this upcoming week because I have nothing else to do than knit. We're going picking mushrooms. That's like my only thing else to think. I'm going to go pick mushrooms, so that's gonna be fun as well. But yeah, I hope you have a like nice time of life and enjoy your knitting, and I hope to see you soon. I think I said that last time also, and it has been like 2 months, but now really like I'll keep the promise. Like I'll see you soon, and like enjoy knitting, and hope you enjoyed this and it wasn't like too fast or weird or so, I don't know, but bye bye.